Hey everyone, it's Dorel. And listen up because we're talking about something super important today. Your health. Your body speaks to you. Are you listening? When major organs begin to fail, they send warning signs. Ignoring them could be dangerous. Here's what to watch for. So let's start with the engine room, the heart. This mighty muscle works tirelessly to keep us alive, but just like any machine, it can experience wear and tear. Chest pain is a big red flag, guys. It can feel like pressure, tightness, or a squeezing sensation. And don't brush off shortness of breath. If you're constantly gasping for air, especially after minimal exertion, that's a sign something's up. Now, pay attention to your heartbeat. Is it racing, skipping beats, or feeling fluttery? That's called an irregular heartbeat. And while not always serious, it can indicate an underlying heart condition. And extreme fatigue. I'm not just talking about being tired, but that bone-deep exhaustion that makes even simple tasks feel impossible. That's another warning sign. Your body's telling you it's running on fumes. Now, we've got other potential heart symptom heavy hitters. Cold sweats, swelling in your legs, ankles, or feet, and persistent dizziness. Remember, these symptoms don't always mean a heart attack, but they should never be ignored. Alright, let's talk about those lungs, the unsung heroes of our respiratory system. They work non-stop, filtering the air we breathe and keeping us going. But when they're compromised, it's like trying to breathe through a straw. Constant coughing is a telltale sign something's amiss. I'm talking about that nagging, persistent cough that just won't quit. And if you're wheezing, making that whistling sound when you breathe, that's a sign your airways are narrowed, making it hard to get air in and out. Shortness of breath again, a recurring theme here, folks, because our organs are interconnected. If you're constantly struggling for air, it could be your lungs crying out for help. And chest tightness, that feeling of constriction in your chest like someone sitting on your ribcage, that's another lung symptom you can't afford to ignore. Now let's talk about the more serious stuff. Coughing up blood, even a small amount, is a major red flag. This could signal a serious lung condition and requires immediate medical attention. And frequent lung infections. I'm talking about bronchitis, pneumonia, that kind of stuff. If you're getting these infections more than usual, it could be a sign your lungs are weakened. Moving on to the liver, the body's detox powerhouse. This organ works tirelessly to filter toxins and keep things running smoothly. One of the most visible signs of liver damage is jaundice, a yellowing of the skin and eyes. This happens when a pigment called bilirubin builds up in the blood. Nausea is another common symptom of liver problems. If you're feeling constantly queasy or even vomiting, it's a sign your liver might be struggling. Bloating, especially in the abdomen, can also indicate liver trouble. The liver plays a role in fluid balance, and when it's not functioning properly, fluid can build up in the abdomen, causing that uncomfortable, full feeling. And let's talk about urine. Yeah, I know, not the most glamorous topic, but it's important. Dark urine, like cola or brown ale, can be a sign of liver problems. This is because bilirubin, that pigment I mentioned earlier, is excreted in the urine. Now let's delve into some other liver-related symptoms. Chronic fatigue, that deep, unrelenting tiredness that just doesn't go away, even after rest. Loss of appetite. If you're just not interested in food or find yourself feeling full quickly, it could be your liver sending out distress signals. And itchy skin. This can be a surprisingly common symptom of liver problems, believe it or not. All right, let's move on to the kidneys. Those bean-shaped powerhouses that filter our blood and remove waste products. Puffy eyes, especially in the morning, can be a telltale sign of kidney trouble. When the kidneys aren't functioning properly, they can't remove excess fluid and waste from the body as efficiently, and this fluid can build up, causing puffiness. Frequent urination, especially at night, is another red flag. If you find yourself getting up to pee multiple times throughout the night, it could be a sign your kidneys are working overtime. High blood pressure is a serious health concern in general, but it can also be a sign of kidney problems. The kidneys play a crucial role in regulating blood pressure, and when they're not functioning correctly, blood pressure can rise. And let's not forget about swelling, particularly in the legs, ankles, and feet. Just like with puffy eyes, this swelling occurs when the kidneys can't remove excess fluid from the body efficiently. Now let's talk about some other kidney-related symptoms that should never be ignored. Blood in the urine. This is a major red flag and requires immediate medical attention. Lower back pain, especially if it's persistent and accompanied by other symptoms like fatigue or changes in urination, could be a sign of kidney problems. All right, let's talk about the control center, the brain. This complex organ is responsible for everything we do, think, and feel. Memory loss is a common concern as we age, but if you're experiencing significant memory lapses or forgetfulness, it's essential to get checked out. This could be an early sign of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or other neurological conditions. Brain fog, that feeling of mental sluggishness, confusion, or difficulty concentrating, is another potential sign of brain trouble. It's like having a mental cloud hanging over you, making it hard to think clearly. Difficulty concentrating, especially if it's a new or worsening symptom, should never be ignored. This can be a sign of stress, fatigue, or even an underlying medical condition affecting the brain. Now, let's talk about some other brain-related symptoms that require attention: frequent headaches, especially if they're severe, persistent, or accompanied by other symptoms like nausea, vomiting, or vision changes. Dizziness, that feeling of lightheadedness, unsteadiness, or like the room is spinning, can also be a sign of a brain problem, especially if it occurs suddenly or frequently. Sudden mood changes, particularly if they're dramatic or out of character, should never be ignored. These changes could be a sign of a chemical imbalance in the brain or an underlying medical condition. Let's talk about the stomach and intestines, those unsung heroes of digestion. Chronic bloating, that feeling of fullness and discomfort in the abdomen, is a common digestive issue, but it can also be a sign of something more serious. Nausea, that queasy feeling in the stomach, is another common digestive complaint that should never be ignored, especially if it's persistent or accompanied by other symptoms. Constipation, having infrequent or difficult bowel movements, can be a sign of a sluggish digestive system or an underlying medical condition. And on the flip side, frequent diarrhea, having loose, watery stools multiple times a day, can also indicate digestive trouble. Now, let's talk about some other stomach and intestine-related symptoms that warrant a trip to the doctor. Unexplained weight loss, especially if it's significant or occurs without any changes in diet or exercise. Blood in the stool, whether it's bright red, dark, or black, is a major red flag and requires immediate medical attention. Acid reflux, that burning sensation in the chest or throat, is a common digestive issue, but if it's frequent or severe, it could be a sign of a more serious problem. Finally, let's talk about the pancreas, a small but mighty organ that plays a crucial role in digestion and blood sugar regulation. Unexplained weight loss, especially if it's significant or occurs despite a normal appetite, can be an early sign of pancreatic problems, including pancreatitis or pancreatic cancer. Constant thirst, even after drinking plenty of fluids, can be a sign of high blood sugar, which can be a symptom of diabetes or other pancreatic issues. Fatigue, that persistent feeling of tiredness or exhaustion, can also be a sign of pancreatic problems, as the pancreas plays a role in energy production and utilization. Now let's delve into some other pancreas-related symptoms. Abdominal pain, especially if it's located in the upper abdomen and radiates to the back, can be a sign of pancreatitis. Greasy stools, which are often foul-smelling and difficult to flush, can indicate that the pancreas isn't producing enough digestive enzymes, leading to malabsorption of fats. Jaundice, a yellowing of the skin and eyes, can also be a sign of pancreatic problems, particularly if it's caused by a blockage in the bile duct, which can be caused by a tumor or inflammation in the pancreas. Remember, your health is your most valuable asset. Your body warns you, don't ignore the signs. If you experience any of these symptoms, see a doctor immediately. Your health is in your hands.